Hey, did you forget your clothes somewhere?
Oh, thanks for pointing that out. I was just changing. I'd like to do something about that price.
Warum nicht?
All right, I agree.
Das war ein gutes Geschäft. Auf Wiedersehen.
The Lord be with you.
Grant you help. That should do it. What did I do to you?
Halt! Search! Show me what you've got on you.
Go ahead and search
Come
me.
on! Spread 'em!
I've got nothing to
I won't
hide.
repeat it again. Everything in order. Carry on.
What? What are you gawking at?
God grant you health.
What do you need? Hurry up. I don't have all day.
I heard you could use a helping hand at the forge.
I could. My last two hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radovan. You should know, Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge. Christ! Go over to the anvil and let's get started.
And now you're mine. And now you're mine.
What's the matter? Shit yourself?
Send my greetings to the devil.
Have you taken what you need from the chest yet? Stop faffing about and get the things from the chest. Stop faffing about and get to work. Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up. Try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above you. Give it a pull. It works the bellows. Take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. See? It's the color of straw, which is what you want. And you heated the whole thing up. Nicely done. Now you can go straight to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. When I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before. come over to the anvil. See that? Besides the sparks, you can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. The sparks are flying nicely. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle to myself to keep the rhythm going. There you go. You've got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking. Right. Let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask about?
What good does it do me to whistle while I work?
It makes you work to a rhythm. You won't get tired so quickly, and the iron feels it.
How do I know a good strike from a bad one?
By the sparks that fly up, and by the ring. It rings out with a different sound when you do it.
What's the right way to heat up the work?
Do it till it turns the color of straw. Ideally, the color should be the same. The main thing is, don't overheat it either. As soon as sparks start to
How will I know it's...
Notice the shape. The closer you are to finishing, the more precise the shape it will.
Thanks.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And there's a chest where you can keep your things. And of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Where can I get materials?
You can buy some essentials from me. But if you want to make a fancy sword with lots of ornamentation, this is just a village, you know. The locals ain't after luxury. They can't afford it neither.
What can I do with the items I've fought?
Well, you can sell them.
Where exactly is my...
At the side of the house, there are 2 doors and a wheelbarrow between them. You go in and you can put your things in the chest there.
What now?
What do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right. Here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. You can get down to it right away.
Just like that?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder. Oh, you take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work. What do you want, you yokel? Speak up or get lost.
savings.
What can I do for you? It's about those two idiot hands of mine, Venser and Franzi. They drove off with a cart full of goods towards Semi.
Do you want me to find them?
Just so. But more importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up. And especially the cargo.
Have you any idea which way they might have gone? I could have a look.
There's only one road to Semin that can take a cart. It leads from Takov to Troskovitz. But I've got a bad feeling they got up to no good in Semin.
Those two hands of yours.
Can't tell you much. I don't think they wanted to stay here with me for long. But these days, I can use all the help I can get.
Were they suspicious in any way?
No, they worked hard. They ain't no slacker.
What was the cart?
Bugger and bollocks. All sorts of stuff. I'd say, look, there were some hunting swords, bastard swords, crossbow bolt, and some kitchen stuff. There's a good month's work in that cart.
All right.
Go ahead. And if you find that pair of fools drunk, kick their asses.
Gladly.
All right. Greetings to you.
Aren't those dice sad you're just letting them sit there?
Hey, innkeeper, that beer.
You're having problems with the Zhelyevites?
Not just me, my friend. They're the biggest bastards around. They've been nothing but trouble for years. The winter before last, they piled snow in for... And last year, they broke into...
Gracious.
Not yet, no. I'd pay you well.
What exactly would you...
Don't worry. I won't make you do any shoveling. I'd hate to reveal my plan, only for you to go off and tell the Zhelyevites right away.
Well,
Right. Besides...
all right.
Listen up, then. Old, obviously, is very... Now we, I mean, you, will give his... Simple, right?
Painting a bull, eh?
Right. We just have to work out a few details. First, we have to get some paint. I don't reckon we'll be able to get any here in the village. But you can try and ask Bartoszek, the tailor in Trotskovitz. I hear he dyes his own fabric. And after that, we'll have to make sure the bull stays still while you... Try asking Radovan, the local blacksmith. I hear he can make some kind of sleeping potion, if you pour it in the bull's water trough. But watch out. That beast is enormous. You'd better put at least 3 doses of the potion in there.
All right, then.
And
Right. Why do you and the Jali...
It's their fault. They keep Olbram's the worst of... He's the one...
What pasture?
The one that stretches from the orchard behind the Takov down to the gamekeeper's lodge. It's been ours since time immemorial.
How are your knees? Feeling better?
Oh, yes. That of yours is a gift from heaven. Now they only ache when there's a storm coming.
Here it comes.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
Cheers. I hope you have an uneventful shift.
God, what are you doing here?
Was that you? Oh, never mind then. What happened to you?
I'm in big trouble.
How so?
I lost a letter. I was supposed to deliver it to my master, but
Would you like me to help you look for it?
there's no point now. I've been on the road.
What was in the letter?
I have no idea what it said, but it was...
Oh, so it could just as easy...
I don't really care what was...
Do you know where he...
I haven't the faintest idea.
You should have been losing the one thing you're...
I know. So but now it's gone.
I have to be going. I hope you find the letter.
Me too. Because if I don't...
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wait! Punch me in the face.
What?
Smack me in the gob.
Well, if you ask me, you should man up and tell your master the truth.
No way.
And if I give...
At least I know you won't flay me to a...
Very well then. Or not. It's up to you. You ready?
I...
Oh!
This is tricky, your job. Think about your job.
Oh! Oh! All right.
Oh,
That was rough. Do you think that's it? Glad to be of help then.
What? Back off before I kill you. Get out! Wrong place, wrong
Right,
time.
I'm going.
Stop gaping like a stuffed owl and piss off.
Mind where you're going?
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
God be with you. How's the watch going?
Not bad. So far.
I'm looking for the Takoff blacksmith's cart. Have you seen it?
Loads of carts come past here. There's going to be a wedding and they need supplies. Try asking Captain Gnarly. He keeps an eye on supplies. He'll probably be...
Thanks.
And watch yourself when you go into the courtyard. We've got some wedding guests from Moravia. They're in pretty high speed. It's still a while to the wedding, but them gents is already getting into the...
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as late as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Samine is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck where you're from. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yarko, seems to me This fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
Aye. The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that. Prepare to fight. I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
What are you doing?
Fuck you!
What are you
Don't take any of his shite, Yurko.
Come on, mate. Oh, you wee bastard!
What the devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old.
What about that way?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takeoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yetchin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the...
Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your...
So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No.
Take it easy, son. By the way, the fellas at the gate say you came here on foot.
Yeah, I did.
Christ above. And how are you going to ride with us? On the back of my saddle? You're a bit big for that, ain't ya? And I'm a bit too old.
You got a stud farm here, don't you? Couldn't I borrow one of your horses?
Aye. And then we'd never see hide nor hair of you, nor the animal again. We don't lend horses. But you're in luck. Our groom brought in a grey nag not long ago. Tell him you've got to ride out with us, and he'll give it to you for a decent price.
All right. Thanks.
Well, that should be that. Unless you've got any more questions.
Actually, I'd like to go and see that wedding.
Wouldn't we all, lad?
I'd eat and drink my fill and check out the local maidens.
I hope Lord Sameen didn't hear you. He'd be none too pleased to hear you want to take part in such a grand affair, just to stuff your face and roll an A with some drunken wench.
I beg your pardon, Captain, but that's what most fellas go to weddings for.
That's an unspoken truth, son. Unspoken, mind. Anyways, you're Radovan's hand, ain't ya? He'll be coming to the wedding. He's making a wedding gift for the groom. Stick with him, and maybe he'll take you with him.
We should probably get going.
That we should. But it's getting pretty late. We need daylight for a search like that. Come back in the morning and we'll set out. If you want, stay here. You'll get a bit of grub in the kitchen and you can sleep in the barn.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
God be with you. How's the watch going?
Not bad so far.
To you.
What did I do to you?
It was you! I've got you. You can't say you weren't warned. You can't just loiter around on other people's property. You'll pay up and show me whether you stole anything. Otherwise, we'll deal with your unruliness in the pillory.
Look, can you keep a secret?
What are you talking about? What secret?
Look, we're both men, aren't we?
Where are you going with this? You're testing my patience.
It's like this. Yesterday, I met this pretty girl. She makes yarn. And you know what they say about girls who work with spinning wheels?
No. What?
They're really good in bed.
That's a good one.
Well, this yarn spinner, she was very afraid her mother would find out we planned on meeting. So she gives me these complicated directions on where to meet her. At high noon, I stood at the shadow of the tallest linden tree, and step by step, I set out. Then all of a sudden, I look around and realise I have no idea where I am. The girl's nowhere to be seen, and people are yelling at me. That girl made a right fool of me.
That's what you get for thinking with your prick.
Aye. I've had enough embarrassment for one lifetime. Can't we just let this one slide?
All right then. I'll turn a blind eye just this once.
Look out!
Jesus Christ, be pro.
Don't get ideas. I wasn't at my best. But I'm not gonna scrap with you again.
You've got quite an unusual accent. Where are you from?
Can't you tell? From Znojmo in Moravia. Lovely country. All vineyards and bonny lasses.
Well, you don't like it here?
You see any vineyards and bonny lasses here? The locks are broad, all right. They didn't exactly lift your spirits, but more the other way around.
You're related to the Semines, if I understood right.
Aye, I wouldn't be here otherwise. My great-grandmother married young Lord Semine's great-uncle. It's not every day that your, first cousin, once removed, gets married.
Twice removed, but that doesn't matter.
Ah, who cares? There'll be a good old shindig, that's all that counts.
You're a long way from Moravia. You must hold Lord Semine in high esteem.
My pa holds all his kin in high esteem, so he sends us all over the place. But we didn't have all far to go. We were at a wedding in Rottenburg last week, a wee bit from Yichlava. Before that, it was a bairn's christening at Koschenberg, and another wedding in Dalchin. Then a friendly visit to our kin, the Schellbergs in Kuhlberg. That's all I mind. I haven't been home for 6 months, and I didn't care.
Be careful. It isn't safe around.
Aye, almost done.
Pissing down again.
Keep close to the others. It's not safe here.
I should eat something. I could go for something to eat now.
Good day. What did I do to you? Jesus Christ be praised. Be careful. God is punishing us. Praise the Lord.
I'm ready to set out, sir.
All right. Stay close to us and don't go wandering off.
As you say, sir.
Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskovitz.
Right, sir. You keep up with us, son. Troskovitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good.
You shouldn't be walking around by yourself.
Wait, that's my Pebbles, my girl. I thought they killed you down by that pond.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Help!
Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskovitz.
Right, sir. You keep up with us, son.
Go!
Whoa.
You wanna try me? Stand it!
Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskovitz.
Right, sir.
Be careful.
You keep up with us, son.
Safe around.
Troskovitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good, Captain.
What do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone's running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff, the bride's father, you'd get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I noticed. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry? Cat got your tongue? I can understand that. So how did this little brawl of yours end up?
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
It would be an honor, sir.
Excellent. Not afraid, eh? That's what I like to see. There's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop off there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
All right, son. You're going to fight Lord Sameen. It'll be an honorable fight. Hold on, Mo. I'll give you some gear for it.
What weapon will you give me?
What would you like?
A mace.
Well, that might not be too far off. You can have my cudgel. It might be just a stick, but it's my stick, so careful with it.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thanks. And
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right. Let's do it.
Take that. Go on then.
What do you say, son?
You really gave me the runaround.
I'm no spring chicken, but I'm as spry as ever.
That's true. And you handled this too, sir. Anyways, you can keep that old junk, Henry. Even my cudgel. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood.
I will, Captain.
I needed that. It's good to stretch the limbs every now and again. Don't worry about losing, lad. You've got some talent, I can tell. You should come to the courtyard, and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come, Henry. We've got a nice arena in Sameen. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battleground, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlstein. It's the performance that counts. And while we're on the subject, where are you from, lad? It's clear you're not from Trotsky.
I'm from all over. You don't have to concern yourself about that, sir.
If you say so. But be careful. We're wary of strangers here around Trotsky.
And not just strangers.
True enough. Even your own blood can end up fucking you over. What's the saying, Gnarly? Greet a guest with one hand.
Grab a stick with the other.
Oh, that's right. No thief does half as much harm as a greedy relative.
What about that vagabond who was stealing chickens in Tackled last year?
He wasn't a thief, but a nasty swine. When we were catching him, he damn near skewered, Gnarly.
Near. That's the important thing. Anyway, that fella got more than a stick over the back, if you grasp my meaning, lad.
God grant you health.
So, we're in Troskowitz. What now, sir? Should I go to the bailiff and ask if he might have seen someone?
Well, that makes sense. But the young fella here should do it. If the bailiff sees you, he'll guess I'm in the village and come and bother me. And I'm really not in the mood today for any bombardment of complaints.
I understand, sir. All right, Henry. Run along to the rat house and inquire about that wagon.
And Henry, not a word about me. Are we clear?
As you wish, sir. Master Bailiff, can I ask you about something?
Ask away, by all means. Wait now, aren't you that lad who's helping Radovan in the forge?
Yeah, that's me.
I heard his hired hands.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Ah, I was thinking they were driving awful fast with that.
You saw them?
I did, a few days back. They raced through the village in the early...
Where were they headed?
Towards the east, to Apollonia on the road to Yichin. And you're looking for them?
I am indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard there were goods for Semin on that cart, and I can do without that kind of trouble now.
It seems you have a lot of concerns with that wedding, Master Bailiff.
Of course I do. I'm the father of the bride, after all. Although not everyone sees eye to eye with me. Lord Semin would be happier if I paid all the bills and left all the decisions up to him. Who's invited, what there'll be to eat and drink, entertainment, everything. It's not like I have a burning...
I understand. But isn't it just that the groom's family is more concerned about these things?
That's not it. Only I've got coin. While he's trying to keep the wolf from the door in that piddling estate of his.
You're right, Master Bailiff. Don't worry, though. People will find out you spared no expense for your daughter's wedding.
Let's hope. More like that old miser.
I don't think Lord Semin would do that. Do you know anything about Radovan's high...
Only what I've told you.
Why is that?
Well, they might look like butter would that pair have...
That'll be all.
Well then, young man, how did it go?
They were spotted here, sir. Going to the east, towards Apollonia.
So to Yichin? The bastards! And what about my goods?
Oh, they were driving so fast, it was falling off...
The thieving scum! Let's hurry!
Sir, I can send a message to the Yichin...
Oh, it'll take too long. We'll go and get them ourselves.
Should be missing preparations for the wedding at home, sir.
I will. Praise Lord Jesus Christ. If I have to choose between riding to Yichin and listening to Dorothy's endless fussing, I'll take Yichin any time. Besides, there's a nice inn along the way, the Three Cats. We can spend the night there.
I remember that place, but I'm not sure, sir, if they'll let the two of us set foot inside the door.
Oh, gnarly, that was 15 summers ago. God knows if the place is even still standing.
True. Still, we'd better keep our eyes peeled. They might not have gone to Yichin. They could have turned off somewhere. Or something could have happened. They might have been ambushed, maybe.
Will you give over with that? I'll bet my braves they weren't ambushed. More likely we'll find them boozing at the Three Cats.
That'd surely be the best outcome, if that old dive is still standing. Let's go, then. So, St. Anthony, which way now?
While you're praying to the patron saint of lost things, go and have a look along the road, Gnarly. And you, Henry, have a look to the left.
All right, sir. But don't forget, my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well, that's what we have the youngster for. Found anything, lad?
Not yet.
A sack of charcoal? That could have fallen off the cart.
You found anything, lad?
There's a sack of charcoal lying in the ditch to the left of the road. The bailiff said they were driving like the devil, so maybe it fell from the cart.
Oh, that makes sense.
We're getting close. I can feel it in my bones, sir. You'll have the car back in no time.
I just hope we find the horses, too. Yarmilka here ain't the youngest, and I wouldn't want to drag it back home myself.
A nobleman in harness. We ain't ever had such a spectacle in these parts.
You might get to see it soon enough. The lords in this country have all gone to the dogs. Every lowborn with a bit of coin builds a house in Kuttenberg, while we live in squalor. Why do you reckon that is, lad? Nothing to say, lad? Well, I can't blame you. None of this would be happening if we had a king. And I mean a real one. Not Wenceslas or Sigismund. Oh, anywhere that's not ruled by a strong hand, all sorts of things go wrong.
Especially when you've got Moravian relatives eating you out of house and home.
Oh, hold up. This is strange. I don't see any cart tracks. What do you reckon, Gnarly?
I'm blind as a mole, sir. But it's all peculiar, right enough. Where the hell could that cart have vanished to?
Well, that's just it. They had nowhere to turn off.
I'll look up the road a bit. And you, Henry, have a look back along the road. Maybe it fell in a ditch somewhere. Who knows?
Very well, sir. Blacksmith's cart. And someone went to a hell of a lot of trouble to hide it from the road. Hey! I found the blacksmith's cart! Come here!
Well, now, here we have it. The blacksmith's cart.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Of course, the goods are gone. The bastards hauled it off to the rocks. That's clear. Well, we can't let them get away with it. We'll carry on, but on foot. My old young milker would only break a leg there. And keep a sharp lookout. Something stinks here.
I told you, they got ambushed by them bastards that's on the rampage.
Not me. This place always gave me the shivers.
God's truth, I ain't got only good memories of it. One time, got my legs stuck in a crevice a bit further on. Trapped there all night I was, shitting myself with fear. It wasn't till morning that the folk from the fortress found me. The whole of Sameen was out looking for me.
See, at least you came here as a kid. It still gives me the creeps here.
Why is that, sir? It's just some rocks, ain't it?
You'd sing a different tune if you'd had the rope maker's wife as a nanny when you were little. Now, she had some tales about this place. Headless horsemen, goblins, and white ladies. Every night, we'd gather by the hearth. The old woman would sit at her spinning wheel telling stories. I'll tell you, Captain, there isn't much I'm afraid of. But when that blind old crone was croaking her tales of devils and holes to hell, with the fire crackling and the wind whistling outside the windows, and the whirring of the spinning wheel.
Shh! Listen.
Yeah, I hear it.
There's somebody there, sure enough.
Let's get closer. What do we do now? I heard more than two voices.
I used to clamber around here as a young lad. The girls from Slatigo used to come make a fire here and jump over it, and so's their underwear wouldn't catch fire. Sometimes they'd take it off.
That's nice, Gnarly, but I don't think it's scantily clad maidens we'll be running into here. So what's that got to do with anything?
Well, there's a nice view into the...
Right. Henry, what are you waiting for?
Sure, sir.
I could do without girls with voices like that.
What's wrong with his legs is they can't stay away from the tavern.
You two don't know the truth from an hole in the ground. Stumble was a priest. He showed me holy pictures and
Those
taught me a
definitely
lot.
aren't the blacksmith's hands.
I'll show you.
All yours. Surround him! You're dead.
Rip your ass!
What do you
Now
want?
I'll have you, you scum!
We'll finish this. Shoot on me! What now, fucker? Take that! Out of those fancy moves, for fuck's sake! He's had it. True blood, yeah!
Ain't had enough yet.
Oh, that'll teach you. Right.
What's the hold up, damn it?
Oh, this day took it out of me, and no mistake.
And it ain't over yet, sir. Your goods ain't here. And none of them bastards look like the blacksmith's hands. Am I right, Henry?
Hard to say. I've never actually seen them. But I don't think it was them.
Me neither. But right past that peak is another good camping spot.
You think this was a patrol?
It makes sense. But I don't want to go assuming the worst. We might have just...
Yeah, well, you were right, as always.
I am.
I thought we had everything clear, Venser. You tried to fuck with me, so until we ride out, you're gonna stick right there and keep your mouth shut.
We did everything you asked. We got the blacksmith cart and the goods.
Horse shit. You tried to fuck me. That bastard cousin of yours owned up to it.
It was his idea. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Make no difference to me, Venser. You vouched for the crooked fucker. So now, It's on you. Actually, you could consider yourself lucky. If you hadn't have saved my ass that time in Colleen, I'd have goat ear skin you alive.
Bastards. You can't trust anyone in these parts. Get ready, Gnarly. We are going to parley.
Like that time at the Shani, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Only there was more of us that time, and less of them.
Oh, don't worry, there won't be a problem. They're just common thieves. Besides, I'll take young Henry with me.
What, me?
And if they're still feeling brave, you get to try out that new plaything of yours. Ahem, gentlemen. I'm obliged to you for looking after my goods, but I'll take them back now. Just hand them over, and I'll let you go.
Oh, you must be from Samin, sir. Well, of course you can have everything back. As long as you ask nicely, eh? Well, how about we do things differently? You lay down your weapons, and we can all have a nice little chat. I mean, I don't intend to go murdering local lords. I just want your coin.
That's very noble of you, sir.
What are you gaping at? At them!
At them! Hammer them, man!
I'll be done with you in a flash. That's the man! There's more of them!
What you're made of!
Strike him up! There's more of them!
Stayed out of it.
Not tough enough on your own.
Yeah, don't spare him.
Nice strike!
Damn, that weak.
They got what they deserved, the fuckers! Henry! Hey, Henry! Are you listening? Come here!
You have to spare me.
What now?
One of them bastards fled into the rock.
Did you see which way he went?
No, I had other things.
But they'd taken him captive.
Are you deaf? They took him captive. They were in... And they...
I'll go and try...
Great.
I've got you now, Venser. You've nowhere to run to. Yield.
Well, why the fuck would I? It's just you against me. Besides, if I do yield, it's the rope for me anyway.
Who knows what they'll do to you? You might just get a whipping.
For robbing Semine, that old miser. He'll have me strung up from the nearest tree. I'd be better off jumping up.
If I were in your shoes, I think I'd go for the rope. Falling to your death can be real.
How would you know? Although, to come up with something that stupid, you must have fallen on your head.
Well, come what may. Anything can happen. Maybe you'll get out of it somehow.
Sure, and I don't have to be the one who falls off the cliff. So no.
One-on-one, yeah. But it must be clear to you that you're no match for me, even if the noose is waiting for you.
You never know what might happen, friend. So I'll take my...
You what? All right.
You swine! Go fuck yourself! No, you don't! Useless! Die, you swine! Next time, I won't go so easy on you. Now let's talk about what you fucking brawler.
Can't you see I'm not in the mood for this? Get lost, or I'll make mincemeat out of your face.
Ha! You think I'm afraid of you, fucker? I'm in the right here, and if you try...
I'll gladly pay.
You've got no...
I'm not sorting anything out with you.
Fucking hell!
Christ, my back is killing me. Oh, damn it.
You're bleeding. Do you need some help?
No, thanks. I'm just fine.
I thought it was old Bart, but then I heard him coughing his lungs off in the yard again.
What on earth are you doing here? What's with that hole?
What about it?
You've got a body in. Admit it.
I ain't got nothing.
Then what are you...
Look, so...
Is there anything I can... Come now. What is it?
But all right, listen up. I'm Bolek.
And I'm Henry.
See, how do I... Well, to look for the...
You're looking for the here?
Aye, somewhere in the...
Are you a complete lunatic? Why here?
Because I met this old monk the other day. He wasn't entirely right, but I felt sorry.
You can read?
Of course, but I know a scribe over in Kuttenberg, and he read it to me. And what it said near knocked me on.
Let me guess.
Aye, that filthy scrap of part.
Serious?
Well, I mean...
Really?
You think I'd...
I could take that parchment away from you with ease. You don't look like you put up much of a fight.
You'd do that, would you?
Why not?
What if there's a... The poem stays right here with me.
Maybe I can help. Bones?
You found stuff like...
I sure have. I've got a knack for it. It's pretty much...
Sacre. Maybe I... Fine. The monk gives me this part. From two... Like a thirsty pilgrim across the verdant... There. Shall I drink?
Let me see that.
Here. Can you make anything out of it?
It looks like it's been torn out of a part of the rock. Or maybe there's...
Of course! A map! Why didn't I think...
Are you alright?
I might know who had 1,000 thanks. You've been a big...
Well.
See you soon, my friend.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
Greetings, Master Guard.
Jesus Christ! He's dead!
Nobleman, you have to spare me. Oh, you be quiet. We'll decide what to do with you later. That's your plan.
I've got you now, Venser.
Well, why the besides?
One-on-one, yeah. But it must be clear to you that you're no match for me. Even if the noose is waiting for you. It's still a more pleasant death than getting your head smashed.
You never know what might happen, friend. Much bigger and stronger fellas than you tried to wring my neck before. So I'll take my chances with you.
Who knows what they'll do to you?
Oh, well, sure. And I don't have to be the one who falls off the cliff. You, like,
all right.
Pray for a quick death, you bastard! I'm wounded!
Useless. Go fuck yourself. Die, you swine!
I had to kill him, unfortunately. He refused to surrender.
Don't feel bad about it, lad. He'd have swung anyway. At least you gave him a quick end.
What about Gules?
He caught a few good hits, but he's alive. We'll take him with us. I need to have a strong word with him. You did a good job, youngster. You've got heart. And so you don't say I had you clambering over these rocks for nothing. Here's something for you.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me, you deserved it. And now, let's get that accursed cart back to Samine. Want to ride? We'll go via Troskovitz. We can drop you off there, and you won't have far to Tarkov. You ought to report back to Radovan as soon as possible about what happened with these hands.
A ride would be great. My legs are sore.
Wait until you're my age. Well, let's get going.
I didn't do nothing wrong, I swear. It's all Vance's fault. It was him who said we'll sell the car to Gules.
Shut up, Francie. You both told me you'll bring me the cart, and then you try to fuck me over.
A thief robbing a thief.
What a world. I'm still a nobleman, if you don't mind. So I'm not a thief. I'm a robber baron.
A thief's a thief.
Where are you taking us?
To Sameen, where his lordship will hear you out and decide what to do with you.
I hope you realize you can't execute me just like that.
That depends. By rights, I should send a plea to the royal court to ask if we can behead you. But in these shitty times, nobody will give a toss. And parchment's expensive. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd happily take the risk and cut your head off without permission.
I can see how much you respect the rule of law here.
Heh, you're quite the joker. Invoking the law, are you?
And what will happen to me?
What do you think? If they'll execute a nobleman, they won't think twice about a hired hand.
You never know, Henry. Lord Sameen is merciful. Maybe this whimpering will soften his heart.
Well, I ain't whimpering. I'm just trying to tell you how it was. I swear on my soul.
Is that supposed to soften my heart? Ha! Every good-for-nothing I dragged to the gallows swore on his ma. Nobody with any decency would risk his mother's immortal soul, even if he was pure as the driven snow. But this arsehole don't think twice about damning her. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
The captain's right. Only the lowest of the low swears on his mother.
Ain't it grand you're here to make that clear for us? And now shut it. The two of you. I don't want you poisoning the air with the shit you spout.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
I'll be with you.
Right, we're in Troskovitz. This is where you get off, Henry.
Thanks a lot, Captain.
Don't forget to go and tell Radovan what happened, so he can stop worrying.
Will do.
And drop by Sameen sometime. You may be wet behind the ears still, but you're a laugh to have around.
Wet behind the ears? You're a bit young for that kind of talk, Captain.
Ah, if only.
Somebody gave you a good working over.
What are you doing here?
Oh, piss off, will you?
Are you serious?
So, job done. The cart was found and driven to Lord Sameen's courtyard.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened to that pair of idiots?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh.
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron called...
The bastards. I should have realised they were a bit too keen on work. And how did you get...
Well, I went to Semine, and they were wondering there too where the wagon got to. So we rode out to look for it. Me, Lord Semine, and his captain, Gnarly.
Well, God's nails. And the three of you tracked them?
That's right. They were hiding in Apollonia, along with the...
Indeed. Where else?
Venser didn't survive the skirmish in Gules' camp.
I wouldn't be too sure about that. And that Franzi could talk his way out from...
We'll see. Either way, it's Lord Semine's concern now.
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks. It'll come in handy. And have you got another job for me?
Young Lord Semine's wedding is coming up, and it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Truskovitz. What do you think of her?
I haven't seen Agnes.
Pretty doesn't do her justice. She's a beauty. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
Yeah. And I hope she'll wait. Her name's Therese.
A girl from the mill? You want to watch out for them types. You might get caught up in devilry. A wedding's a serious business. You're not just getting a bride, but a whole family. So you have to show them you're a man who's worth it. All the more so when you're noble born. Old Semyon wants a special sword forged for his son's wedding present.
Excellent. So what are we waiting for? Should we get to work?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel. This has to be a first-class job.
A blade of first-class steel?
That's right. And that's just the problem.
You don't want me to steal that sword, do you?
God's nails. Don't annoy me, youngster. A good blade must be flexible, but not brittle.
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me finish talking. The word is, he was fighting heathen, and folks say they saw this interesting. From the description, it seems our peculiar hermit has a real...
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now? You do...
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot. People from far and... I even heard he made a pact with the devil. And there have been other strange goings on.
What strange?
I heard...
Where can I find...
I know he had...
With the devil?
No idea.
Right, in return...
If it means come and see Betty for Shield, but Henry, the best...
My God! What happened to you?
I got a bit of a scratch somewhere. It's nothing.
You won't come here, mate.
Now hold on.
And don't let... And off you go, out.
you're bleeding. Do you need some help?
No
Look
thanks.
out!
I'm just fine.
You shouldn't be bothering us here. Huh? Hey! What? You're not allowed here.
Correct, you nightcrawler.
Out of... No! I'm done with this!
You won't escape punishment!
Shame on you!
What do you want? You don't fight with guards, you fool! You surrender to them!
No fear! I'll take that swine!
I'll help you arrest him!
I'll hammer
You're no
some
match for
manners
us,
into you!
fucker.
Go!
I can't swim.